wire under there, it should be underneath there. I have to make sure when I'm using these two cables that the cable goes underneath the wool, otherwise when I'm trying to lift, like it's stuck on the cape. Anyway, that's how far I've got with the blanket. So I've been knitting this afternoon since about 12:30, 1:45 or something, after I had my lunch. And I've done a bit more. I'll put that down in a minute. Doing a bit more of the bag that I'm doing. I'll be winding, got those all twisted round. Be needing some more cakes wound before long. But I have been doing that. I've been doing that upstairs, but I've also been doing a little video while I was winding to show you how my wool winder works. One or two people have asked me about the wool winder, and I have two wool winders. I'm going to show you the second one I have, this one here. I'm going to show you, this is the one I hate. It's utter crap. I have another one where this thing is like, this part here is like at an angle and it goes around and, you know, around, where this one just goes round and round and round and round. Useless. But anyway, I'm going to show you, I've done a little video showing you how both of them work, to show you why I prefer one to the other. So I'm going to stop this video and I'll show you that one. So this is just a little bit of a video. I'm going to show you how my wool winder works, because one or two people have asked me about it, and I'm going to show you, this is the kind of cakes that this one makes. As you can see, the hole is closed up in the middle. This is a whole 100-gram ball. But I'm going to show you how it works, because I do have another one, and I will show you how that one works, and then you can see the difference from this one here. Is the only kind that I like. So I'm just going to wind some wool on and let you see how it works. How fast I can wind depends on whether the ball stays still in the. I have a box here, the box there where they have the wool in, to stop it rolling all around the floor. Wind that back a little bit because it's gone round the bottom there. That's it. This will be a smaller cake because it's only 50 grams. It's one I'm using for the bag I'm making at the moment. And the ball's just jumped out of the box and wrapped around my tripod. Nearly at the end of this ball. This is a smaller cake. I'll just tuck that under there to stop it from coming out. And there, you just undo that little bit on the top there and pull that off. And if you want to pull from the centre, that's the string there from the centre, but I prefer it from the outside, so I just took that inside there like that, because I don't want that wrapping around when I'm knitting or crocheting. So that's the kind that one does, and I'm going to show you the other one for just an example why I don't like the other one. And as you can see, this one is a different thing. It's a straight across here, and the thing is different. Instead of being up height, this bit here where the feed for the thing, it's down the bottom, and I'll show you how this one works. It doesn't matter how tight. I have kept trying to tighten this as much as I can, and I cannot tighten it anymore, but it will not stay still. It keeps moving. You can see it keep turning round. Probably because this bench that it's on here, it's smooth underneath as well. That's maybe why it keeps moving. But I used it on other places that's rougher underneath, and it still moves. It just won't stay tight. And this is one I bought from Temu. It only cost me about £4.50 at the time. So I've got to keep turning it. This was very cheap, and I'm glad. And there, the thing's just dropped out of it. I'll have to fasten it back on again. As you can see, it's a separate thing, and it goes underneath. You have to fix it on underneath there like that. I've dropped it in the box down there. Try to tighten it here. Unless I'm just not strong enough to make it any tighter, but it's moving straight away. I have no. Another thing, you can see on the end here, it's starting to wind away from the thing. It's going into the. It could end up falling off the end of the the thing that it's winding on. It's utter crap. Look, it's moving again. I don't know if I have anything I can put underneath to stop it from moving. It's going to take a long time to do a 100-gram ball on this one. It's fell off. As you can see, it's getting nearer and nearer the edge, and it's starting to wind off the end. So that's as much as I can do with this one. I'm going to take it off and show you the finished thing, what it looks like. That's the kind of wind thing you get on it. Look at the difference in that one and that one. You can move this thing out of the way, you can see better because it's in the way. There you can see the two different, it just winds, it goes into a rubble. And I'm glad that's all I paid for it, because it really annoys me. That is perfect, that one, and it stays like that the whole time I'm using it, right till the end. That one, whenever I've tried to use it, it keeps unraveling, and so that's one type I would not recommend. As you can see, it's straight across. If it was like my other one was up at an angle and going around, you know, the way the other one does, but I would not recommend that one to anybody. So I would probably take that ball and wind it again onto my other winder. So now you can see why I prefer one over the other and why I hate this one. I've often thought maybe it's this one. Excuse me a minute, it's particularly in my throat. Wondering if the wire on this goes too far to the end, because it does when you can't see there, but when you, as you can see, it sort of come further past the end of that. Maybe that's why the wool was coming off the end. Maybe it's, if I can bend it so it doesn't go that far, I might be able to work it better. But I have seen 1 or 2 videos with people with this one, and they swear by it. But there is no manufacturer's name or anything on it, so I don't even know who makes it. My other one is called, it's Royal, that's the name on it. The Royal, that's the brand, the make of it. And it was a very old one, actually. I bought it off eBay second hand. And I paid as much for it as I would have paid for another one, the same kind. And I had another one, the same kind as the Royal one, and it never lasted 5 minutes. The cog things in it went, and I could have sent it back because I didn't have it for a year, but I thought I wasn't going to bother for that. I'd just rather look for a one that I know is a good one, because I used to have a knitting machine years ago, and that was the one I had with the knitting machine, and I sold my knitting machine a few years ago, and everything went with it, the wool winder. My husband even put that wool winder onto a board and put an electric thing to it so I could stand, you know, on like a machine thing that you put your foot on for a sewing machine. All I had to do was stand on that and it wound itself. He was good at doing things like that. I wish I'd kept that one as well, because it was very good. I had it for years and it never wore out or anything like that. But those other cakes I did on my Royal one. That was the one I was in the middle of, but I undid it and I just took it from the centre, the wound from the centre, and what I had wound on it, and started doing it on my other one, and then finished the rest of the bowl off. So they makes much better cakes, and that's a smaller one, because that's for the bag, the little bag that I'm doing here. I'll also have to do some cream as well, because I've even out of the cream. But as you can see, the bag's coming on, and I have made it like I said. You can probably notice it, how it's starting to go out at the sides. The sides coming out a little bit. And that was the way I made it. When I did the bottom, instead of just doing single stitches all the way around there, I added, can't remember how many I said I added extra stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I added 6 extra stitches on there because I knew it would make it come out a little bit wider, because I don't think the bag would have been, if I can hold it in a little bit, you can see, it probably would have been about that wide. But adding those extra stitches brings it out a little bit, so the bag starts, it's narrower, it'll be narrow at the bottom, but spreads out as it goes up the top. But it'll only spread out so far and then go straight up from there. Because I'm not adding any more stitches. I only added it to the extra stitches to the bottom, to the base part when I did that. So I may possibly get that one finished tomorrow. But I have been on to Dagry about the baby blankets, and I found out something through talking to Dagry, to tell her about me having to post them off to her and that I've Look there under there again. Wrong way. Put it that way. That's it. That when I changed my email address because of all the porn I was getting on my my 1946 Queenie Gmail, it was just full of porn, and I was having to sift through. They started off in the as a spam folder, but then they started leaking over into my normal folder, and I was having to sift through all this porn and everything for to find any emails that anybody sent me. So I started a new Gmail because I prefer the Gmail for that. I do have my own email for my Sky one because I'm with Sky for my broadband and all that, and I do have one with that, but that's a personal one. This one is just for the likes of YouTube and all that. Only I did send a message to Dagri and tell her that I had changed it, and she did send me a message back, but she was having trouble getting onto it, and I hadn't had any contact with her until I contacted her about the blankets, but I contacted her on my 1946 one, and she sees that one straight away, but she just can't seem to get through on my other one, so I have to use that one for her. But I did have to sift through all the porn emails, and I'm deleting all the porn as I'm going to get rid of them, so it's easier to find things. But she had sent me an email on that Gmail and asking for a cardigan each for her. She has twins, grandchildren about 1 year old, and a granddaughter about 5 year old, and she had asked me to do quite some time ago a cardigan for each of them, and I never got that email because I wasn't looking through that old Gmail account. So I now have 3 cardigans that I'm going to have to fit in, which I didn't want any more orders, but it looks like I can't get away from them. But the little girl will probably be about the 26, so I will probably finish this one, for Zuri, that's what they call the little girl. So this is a 26 I was doing, so I'll probably finish this one for her. So I'll only have the 2 for the twins, the year-old twins, and they'll not take very long. So anyway, I am doing what I can of this before my tea to get this one finished. And I got a little bit more of mine. As you can see, I'm nearly up to the armholes. I'm not sure, I think I did about 96 rows after the, it's easy to count this pattern because I have 4 rows with the rosebud here and the 6 rows, so that's 10. So from the bottom of there to the bottom of there, that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I've done 64 there and 4 down there, that's 68. So I think I have about another 30 rows to do, and I'll be up to the armholes on this one. That's some patterns I like because they're easy to count the rows. I don't have to measure, I just count the rows. That's very simple like that. So anyway, I'm putting that one down till tonight. And my last video, I was telling you about my rant about the Google AdSense, about the Ireland tax thing that was in that account that was supposed to be filled in. It's a form thing you get in that fill in about your tax to prove that you are a UK resident, which you should have already known. You know, I've been on YouTube for this long, they should know that. But apparently, because it's come from another country, you have to fill this thing in again. And a lot of people probably don't realise that, who's on YouTube. And they're probably going to, if they haven't filled it in, because there's nothing comes up on YouTube or even on your Google AdSense account that tells you about this. You just happen to have to look through your account information. And that was how I found it, just looking through the account information. But anyway, I filled in this form thing and I sent it off to them. And they said it would take probably up to about 7 days. But I had an email from them straight away, the same later, it was a couple of hours later, one confirming that I had got the form, and then another one came up verifying that I was a UK resident and I won't be paying any tax to Ireland. So it came up straight away, it didn't take long. So if there's any of you of my subscribers who are monetised and in the UK, check it's in your payment account on the Google AdSense, and you have to look there because it has all the information. We had to fill a form in when I first came on YouTube so that it didn't pay tax to the United States, because we have a tax treaty with the United States and we have a tax treaty with Ireland as well, so that we don't pay any tax to them because we're already paying tax in our own country. And that would mean being double taxed for. But if people don't fill in this form, don't realise, a lot of people probably saying don't even know it's there. But if you don't fill it in, they are taking or withholding money out of your account. The money that you earn on YouTube. And they'll keep on withholding it every month until you send in this information that you're a UK resident and you don't pay tax to Ireland. But mine's all sorted now, and that's for anyone else. You just have to look. I have a separate, it's a Google AdSense it's called, which you have to be on to earn anything on YouTube. You just go into your payment information and scroll down the bottom, and it has manage settings. You click on manage settings and that comes up with all the things about Ireland and the United States and all the rest of your information on there, your account information. So that's sorted. I don't have to worry about that anymore. And I'm glad that someone contacted me about having money taken out of her, withheld from her account, because I wouldn't have known otherwise. They probably would have started taking me, because it come up with a red flag on mine because I hadn't filled it in. I don't know how long it was there, because we've been paid from Ireland for quite some time now. But if someone hadn't contacted me, I wouldn't have thought to look, just to check for curiosity. But anyway, that's my little bit for today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.